Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions with the Chicago Bears. Bear team that started the season off pretty slow, but they ended up figuring out when it was too little too late for them. I do think the Bears, I did overhype them. I also had them like 10-7 last year, something like that, in the playoffs, but I overlooked many of the flaws this team had. I thought Fields was going to get fixed. They got a wide receiver. Still got that elite running game. Everything just got to fall into play for the Bears. But it did when it was too late. And it was enough to have Matt Eberflus save his job. But there is a lot to look forward in Chicago. And it all has to do with the quarterback. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the draft picks. And let's take a look at their schedule from last year. They went 7-10 last year and started off at 0-4 with losses to their daddies, the Buccaneers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. But then they started to figure things out. They got a big win over Washington. They beat the Raiders with Tyson Bagent of all people. They beat the Panthers, whom they acquired. They traded their number one overall pick for. Thanks, Scott. But after week 12, the Bears look like a team that they were supposed to. They got a low scoring game against the Vikings. They got a win over the Lions. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Falcons. Sure, some of those teams are easy, but their wins are wins. It gave the team hope, and many thought Fields was going to stay around for a little bit. So, what went right for the Bears? Well, we have Justin Fields' late season resurgence, where he was able to use his legs and his arm, and he was able to figure it out at season's end. Then you have DJ Moore. He had a career year. 1 year after leaving Carolina, thanks Scott, he ends up having his best season to date with the Bears. And now he's going to get some reinforcements. And this guy, Tyson Bagent, winning 2 games as a starter. But I will say his game against the Raiders was the most impressive of the three. Because no one really expected him to do anything. A quarterback from Shepherd got a win in the NFL level. Now the lowlights. And obviously, the start of the season. I know many people had the Bears high, at least better than what they were last year. And after 4 weeks, we ended up drinking the Kool-Aid a little too much for them. But we also had a strange incident week 1 where their defensive coordinator, he resigned. I don't know the inside story on why he left, but when you lose your defensive coordinator after 1 game, something utterly went wrong. And Darnell Mooney's near Hail Mary, which he ended up kicking the ball when he almost had it in the grasp. Tough way to lose against the Browns. Now look at their free agent acquisitions, and they added DeAndre Swift. He's on the team now. They also added Ryan Bates, Gerald Everett from the Chargers, Kevin Byard, formerly of the Eagles, Jonathan Owens, also playing at safety. He also, I believe, he played with Green Bay, and they traded for Keenan Allen, also from the Chargers. Now they did lose, like I say, they lost Darnell Mooney, but they didn't really have too many significant departures this year. I couldn't name too many of them. And they also lost Justin Jones, defensive tackle. Now in the draft, there wasn't too much to talk about. Oh, wait, there is. Because thanks to the Panthers' ineptitude, once again, thanks, Scott, Caleb Williams was able to become the number one overall pick, and he's going to play for the Chicago Bears. And on top of that, because the Bears sucked themselves, they still were able to have a top 10 pick. And that pick being Rome Odunze, wide receiver from Washington. They also added an offensive tackle whose name I cannot pronounce. But their best pick of all, they added a punter from Iowa. If you know how bad Iowa's offense was, they did a lot of punting. And this is how you get in the NFL. If your college offense was bad, like Iowa bad, then you have a good chance of getting drafted. So Troy Taylor, he's going to be an all-pro punter. I'm calling it. Oh, they also had one more pick, a defensive end from Kansas named Adam Booker. So, with the Bears, Caleb Williams is set up for success now. He's not put in the Bryce Young situation. We gotta hope that things will end up better. Let's take a look at their schedule. Alright, Chicago, let's take a look at your schedule. And the Caleb Williams era will begin against the Tennessee Titans. A team that I actually do think the Titans are going to be better than what people expect them to be. But I think the Bears have the slightest of edge on winning this one. Then we have week 2, Sunday Night Football against the Houston Texans. I'm surprised this game opened up that way. There you go. I'm going to go roll with the Texans to win this one. Week 3 against the Colts. That should be interesting, but I'm going to roll Colts to win. They're at home. And then week 4 against the Rams. I'm going to give the Rams a road victory to win. But week 5 against the Panthers, I have them rebounding and getting a win there. In week 6 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, this game is going to be in London. I'm going to roll the Jacksonville Jaguars to win because I do think the Jaguars are a better team. And week 7, the bye week, they're currently sitting at 2-4. After the bye week, they have the Washington Commanders. This is going to be a sleeper game of the week, given that it's the battle of the top 2 quarterbacks in this draft. I had to give Bears the win. They're coming off a bye, probably have more time to rest, figure things out. Give them a win there. And how about a road win over the Arizona Cardinals? And then we have another one of these draft games where they'll take on England Patriots. The number 3 in Drake May. I'm to win at home. Then the next week they're taking on their father, aka the Green. And against the Minnesota win on the road as well. So far, the Bears doesn't have a lot of home success. But Thursday they have is going to Thanksgiving. And normally lose Thanksgiving is a tradition. Let's give them a win here. And then this is some stunners will occur. How about a stunning road upset win over the 49ers? I do think the 49ers will probably get caught napping here. And then against the Minnesota Vikings, I'm going to go ahead and give them a win there. Week 16 against the Lions. How's the sweep of the Lions? It's 4 in a row. But against Seattle, I got Seattle winning on the road. It is stunning everyone to go to in Green Bay. Put their record at 10-7. Oh no. I am buying into the Bears hype yet again. If you remember what happened last year, it's better left unsaid. And that concludes the Chicago Bears prediction. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Gamble safely. And I'll see you next time.